Nancy.
Thank you. Judging the creature of our race by each feature in his face, look at him, I rest my case. There you are. And it matters not to me what part of town you come from. We would change names here at all. Here within this garret parish hall, the music hall. And there you are, the very clacking of a there you are. You are where you are, and there you are, and grateful are we to see. There you are, yes, there you are.
Singularly thankful and active about his hands above the I consider him the love of a most engaging chap, and I let him do exactly as I please.
I'm a lady down in front who's handed me bird and key. Surely she must know that spells her too. And these lovely people will grow only more or less.
I recognize to show me in my friendly
There you are, how distant day and Devon, there you are. Just slightly west of Leicester Square you are, yes, there you are. And thankful we all should be more well of where we are. So lightly trick and talk becomes of us. We cannot pray or trust is blind in us. So drink your fill and just abide in us. For what we drink and drink you'll find in us. You'll find in us. We want you and not our lot. We care for where you've been, and not the job. We care how you got in. We but care that there and ever. Damn it, there you are. Thank you so very much. Good evening and welcome. A very warm welcome to all of you on this most thrilling of evenings here at the Music Hall Royale. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have the privilege of performing for your approval the first performance of the mystery of Edwin Drood. This being a musicale that's romantically just like that. Ladies and gentlemen, as many of you are no doubt aware, our own Mr. Charles Dickens was full halfway through the creation of the greatest mystery novel of our time when he committed the one ungenerous deed of his noble career. What was that, Bill? That's what you asked it. He died, leaving behind not the slightest hint as to the outcome he had intended for his bizarre and uncompleted puzzle, the mystery of Edwin Drood. You may laugh now, but we'll have you all doing that by the end of the evening. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, when together we've reached that point in our story beyond which Charles Dickens wrote no more, I shall be asking you to vote on key questions regarding the outcome of our plot. Our company will then make its most earnest effort to meet this supreme challenge, to contrive an ending in accordance with your specifications. So, let us all be as vulgar and as uncivilized as it seems. Your boot and loosen your clothes and enjoy your seat. And by the by, for those gentlemen among you who arrived alone and require companionship through the final curtain, you need only to speak to our stage manager, Mr. James Throttle. It's a pleasure to see that you need never be lonely again. Oh, I'll fix you up later, sir. Oh, no, Jim, what? He wants me to sing up now? Tom's hanging out. No, Tom's not hanging out. He's wearing the long pink tie. But gentlemen, these sparkling and vivacious ingenues, I love this part. These sparkling and vivacious ingenues are not salaried employees, and so we do ask you to contribute generously towards the cost of their theatrical studies. And to make sure that all goods are returned tomorrow morning.
None the less aware.
Thank you. Yes. So let us proceed post-haste to this evening's bill of fare. For the first time ever, the complete musical
all-day presentation. Actually, we don't find ourselves in London at all. We find ourselves in Cloisterham, the ancient, mouldering cathedral city of Cloisterham. Not a particularly encouraging setting for the Christmas season now. A wintry shudder goes through the giant elms as they shed a gush of tears. And here we are at home of Mr. John Jasper, choir master of Cloisterham Cathedral. Choir master, composer, organist, vocal instructor. Mr. John Jasper is blessed for the voice of the angels themselves, my dear. And who, dear ladies and gentlemen, more suited to essay the role of John Jasper than that gifted vocalist himself, your very own Mr. Clive Paget. Mr. John Jasper eagerly awaits the arrival of his beloved nephew and the title character of our evening's diversion, young Edwin Drood.
Hello, Uncle.
Why, there's the lad now.
My dear Uncle.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Your eyes do not deceive you. From the marker over here I can see devotees of male impersonation are more used to seeing Miss Nothing, in Top Hat and Tails when she does her inimitable rendition of Aren't I Hot a Top? But tonight, dear friends, she hides her distinctive form beneath the garb of young Edwin Drood. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm round of applause, if you will, for tonight's guest artiste and London's leading male impersonator, Miss Alice Nutting.
You forget, Ned, that uncle and nephew are words prohibited here by express agreement.
Yes, of course you're right, John. After all, there is only about half a dozen years or so between our ages. Well, hello, Jack, don't drink yet. I must propose a toast.
A toast? To what, Ned?
He asks to what? To Rosa.
Rosa?
To the fairest Rosa Bud. Surely you've not forgotten that Rosa and I are soon to be wed.
It has not quite slipped my mind.
Yes, a tedious ceremony in your creaking cathedral, John, and then off with my wonderfully pretty child bride to dusty old Egypt, where I intend to shake things up a bit.
It is certain, then, Egypt seems a desperate great distance.
Indeed it is, John. You know, this portrait of Rosa is not one of my better efforts, but you choose to hang it here. In heaven's name, why?
Because it reminds me of you, Ned, and of the happiness I wish you and Rosa.
I'm sure we'll be quite happy, although our courtship does suffer from an unavoidable flatness, owing to the fact that my dead and gone father and her dead and gone father had as good as married us at birth. Why the devil couldn't they have left us alone?
Tut, tut, dear boy.
Tut, tut? Yes, it's all very well for you, Jack. You have the freedom to love whomsoever...
Don't stop, dear fellow, to go on.
Have I hurt your feelings, John?
Oh, how could you have hurt my feelings?
Good heavens, Jack! You're frightfully ill! There's a strange film come over your eye.
I have been taking medicine for a pain, an agony that overcomes me. I have been forced of late to seek treatment in London. Fear not, the effects will soon be gone.
My dear uncle!
Then take it as a warning. And Ned, Edwin, this is a confidence between us.
It shall be sacredly preserved.
I have confided in you.
Because we are fast friends and because you love and trust me as I love and trust you. Both and Jack. My dearest Uncle Jack.
My dearest nephew Ned. I'd like to count your friendship with me like a good dead. The winds of hell may blow, but as you well may know, I need your call, I need you small and face the fire below. For you, to kiss me more than brothers, we know their next of kin, and yet we know no others close and we will stay. The blood that flowed between us, the one that I am praying, to kiss me when all others leave and we repay. My dearest nephew Ned.
My dearest Uncle Jack. If meant to work against you, I'm take them back. A loyal lad am I, would be but glad to die. If by my death, when extra breath of life for you I die, to do for you.
next of kin, and yet we never got as close to equal skin. Love, love that flows between us, love bonds that tie our train. Two kinsmen when all others flee, then we remain. Tis true for you, and with are we two.
Miss Alice Notting and Mr. Clive Paget, ladies and gentlemen. I do trust that the moderation of your thought merely means you're conserving our energy. But to continue with our story, young Edwin Drood, visiting Cloisterham, offers regards to his fair bride-to-be, the beautiful Miss Rosa Bud, who likes him in Opium. Rosa resides in Cloisterham's most respectable seminary for young ladies, Catholic, no correctly named a nun's house. But there's none of this and none of that. Don't be so excited, son. There's none of the other either. In the heart of the fair Miss Rosa Bud this evening, dear friends, that most delicate of English roses, that blossoming bud that has even yet to be plucked, the unspeakably lovely Miss Deirdre Peregrine.
Rosa. The happiest of birthdays to you. I only pray I may be able to say these words on each of your birthdays.
I fear that is not likely, since, as you know, your own nephew Edwin and I will be departing for Egypt once we are married.
It was only a wish, Rosa. How lovely you look. I have awaited your birthday with eagerness.
Eagerness, Mr. Jasper.
Yes, your voice will no longer be as subject to the fluctuations of adolescence. And in what condition is your voice today, my dearest student?
As my tutor, perhaps you should best answer that question, Mr. Jasper. Shall I sing the Mozart?
No, I have composed a song, especially for you, my loveliest subject, on the occasion of your birthday. The choir master's pay being what it is, my life's blood is the most I can afford to offer.
Sir, Mr. Jasper, I cannot sing these words. It would not be proper.
Why, whatever can you mean?
I am not worthy of it.
As your music master, that should be my decision. From the beginning, if you please.
Between the very dead of night and day, upon a steamy sheet of light, I lay and in the moonlight I leave myself to you. I lay in cold and dress myself.
Rosa.
Thank you, sir.
But lovely will not do. When you sing the words, you must make me feel you mean them. Once again, if you please.
It's all over. Don't speak to her for a minute and she will be well. She's not used to an audience. But, ladies and gentlemen, certainly used to audiences, you'll all recognize this next gentleman from his one-man musicalization of Gunga-Din, Mr. Cedric Montreal.
Besides, Mr. Johnson, you are such a conscientious master that I think you make her afraid of you. No wonder.
No wonder.
You'd be afraid of him too under similar circumstances, wouldn't you, Miss Landless?
Not under any circumstances. Ladies and gentlemen, our own fiery spirit and evidently the fastest tongue in the British Empire. The unpredictable Miss Janet Conover.
Good afternoon, Reverend Crisparkle.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jasper. And may I introduce young Edwin Landless? He and his sister have both recently arrived from Ceylon, where they no longer have any family. Neville has been entrusted to my care. And Helena will be staying here at the nun's house.
Welcome to Cloisterham, Mr. Landless.
I'm afraid young Master Neville has been given over to me to help curb his rather hot-tempered nature, and to help him make a new start here in the cloister.
You and your sister lost your parents recently, Mr. Landless.
And their mother died when they were very young. Now their stepfather has crossed over as well.
I'm most sorry, Mr. Landless. There is no need for you bright gentlemen to console me. As it happened, it was well my stepfather died when he did. Else, I might have killed him.
The newest member of our company, Mr. Victor Grinstead.
I surprise you, sir.
You shocked me, sir. Unspeakably shocked me.
You never saw him beat my sister. My stepfather was a brute, Mr. Jasper. In desperation, Helena tried on more than one occasion to flee his cruel and miserly hand, even disguising herself as a boy. But to no avail. As for myself, I have had from my earliest remembrances to subdue a deadly and bitter hatred, which has left me secret and revengeful. However, so your kindness and goodwill have deeply moved me, and I pledge to change my ill-tempered ways and break new ground for myself.
Oh, there's the lad. Oh, he'll soon lend in here, Mr. Jasper.
Your pupil, Mr. Jasper.
She,
Sings beautifully. Thank you. Your efforts have not been without success. I trust so, Mr. Landless. And may I inquire whether your relationship extends beyond that of pupil and master?
oh, heavens, no. And Miss Bud is betrothed to young Edwin Drood, Mr. Jasper's nephew.
You do well to cast your eyes and interests in other directions, sir.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Jasper.
No pardon is necessary. However, I must be off. Quiet practice, my fear. I wish you well in your new life, Mr. Landless.
Thank you. Thank you indeed, Mr. Jasper.
I trust we shall meet again. But I should like to meet this Drood and see what sort of man is worthy of the affections of Miss Bud.
Steady, lad. Steady.
You are feeling better now, aren't you?
Much thank you.
These surroundings, which may seem very secure to you, are new and unsettling to me. You will
and my music. Master.
You know that he loves you.
Oh, don't. He terrifies me. I feel I am never safe from him. He has made a slave of me with his looks and forced me to keep quiet without uttering a single word.
Yes, well, you are daring me to judge the composition.
It is of no matter. I do not intend to sing it again.
Don't look so crestfallen, sir. I'm sure we'll hear at least one reprieve before wedding. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we must leave the chaste sanctity of the nuns and the crowd for reasons which will soon be clear. The wickedest corner, the wickedest hole in the fabric of the city of London. Below the street and beneath contempt lies the opium den of the Princess Papa. Here, the language of opium is spoken, with its sub-dialects of prostitution and burglary, violence for profit, and murder. And reigning supreme of blemish on England's fair complexion is the Princess Papa, who ministrates to her client's needs and hears more than she tells. And ladies and gentlemen, portraying the Princess Papa tonight is the grande dame of the Music Hall Royale, the Queen Mother of the Red Light District, that good woman of ill repute, your very own and beloved Miss Angela Prysock.
Crime don't pay. That's what I tell them. If it did, would I be here? Mixing pipes. What then I sell them for a pint of rotten beer. Throats are cut to pocket trumpets. Then you slats to cuffs of flea. Bash a face on bleeding tuppence. Purity's tried to work so cheap. That's why I say, don't be a sinner for the price of bloody gin. You can't pay for one square dinner with the wages of sin. Sell me soul or love, come on with. Who would buy this sack of skin? Although there ain't much profit in the wages of sin, in the wages of sin, in the wages of sin. I've seen girls from gutter seldom offers. If I did, I'd pack it in. You can't fill too many coffers when the wages are thin. Oh, come on. Give your old love some out for the last line, man, eh?
Cloisterham be astounded to discover in Bethlehem the goodly choirmaster of Cloisterham Cathedral, Mr. John Jasper.
Woman, I need love and wine, and quickly. My task is only half finished, and your medicine is less potent than usual.
Loud enough. So you're mixing opium with the wine these days, are ya? Well, I'll fix it for you right now.
Yes, yes. Before I can get to the changes of colors and great landscapes, I must be rid of him.
Oh.
Him.
Now, there's no one there, Godwalker.
There he is. And there I am.
Oh, yes. Now be still and have yourself a pleasant journey.
Sorry, I can't seem to recall what I said. Could you please direct me to the railway station? I seem to be lost.
Why the tuppence you owed me?
It seems a large sum for a small courtesy. However, if you are that needy. And the railway station?
The closest spot is in Aldergate. 10 minutes of a walk away from the river.
Thank you. Incredible.
Who are you then? And what are you?
I wonder how many of you noticed that meaningful statement. That sounds suspiciously like a clue to me. Might you have a game on it? less sordid surroundings, we meet Cloisterham's leading citizen mayor, Thomas Saxey.
Good afternoon there, Saxey.
Ladies and gentlemen, your kind indulgence for a short announcement. The apartment there, Thomas Saxey, will not, I repeat, will not be portrayed by Mr. James Hitchens as is stated in your program. As many of you are no doubt already aware, Mr. Hitchens has tended to appear far more frequently at the pub in Amway Lane than up here in front of the footlights. And it will come as no surprise to our regulars that Mr. Hitchens is once again massively indisposed. Due to injuries he received while fighting for a lady's honor. Apparently the lady used to keep it. And so, my dear friend, the part of Mayor Thomas Saxey will be portrayed will be portrayed tonight by our stage manager, Mr. James Trottle. I do hope this last minute substitute keep up your approval. And I might add, more your luck than his.
Good afternoon there, Saxey.
Good afternoon, Reverend Miss Parker. And,
These are my charges from Ceylon. I'm taking them to meet... there he is now. Helena, Edwin, allow me to introduce young Edwin Drood. Sir.
Sir, I congratulate you on your good fortune, Mr. Drood.
Good fortune, sir.
You're betrothed, sir.
Oh, yes, Rosa.
Our young Ned is soon to depart for your segment of the globe, Neville.
Oh, say long, Mr. Drood.
No, but much the same. Egypt.
To make your future, sir?
No, to ensure that Egypt has one. I shall shortly be taking over my family's engineering concern there, and I plan to pull off a miracle.
Pray, sir, what miracle?
Well, the Cairo transfer, Delilah. A thoroughfare for common and coach travel across the desert to Alexandria.
A monumental task, Mr. Drood.
Oh, yes.
One wonders where one will obtain, for example, the paving stones.
Oh, from the pyramids, of course.
No!
Yeah. My studies indicate there is enough rock in the top half of the Great Pyramid alone.
Oh, this is English blasphemy. Is it not enough that they take a delicate brew of tea leaves and likewise improve it by adding cow's milk into it?
Neville, let's not raise our voices here in, Cloisterham High Street.
I meant no offense, sir.
And I did not mean my awkward ways to rouse such emotion, or to ruffle your splendid feathers, Miss Bud.
I'm sure Mr. Landless only feels passionately about his part of the world, Edwin. As long as he keeps his passion in check.
I fear I have not yet accustomed myself to your restrained climate, Master Edwin. Miss Bud.
My uncle has already given me some indication of your hot-blooded temperament and tact. Sir, I hope that you have left them both behind you. Rosa?
You see, Mayor Saxey, it's just as I say. There is an instinctive rivalry between my own dear boy and this Landless fellow, and I fear his hot-blooded Eastern temperament.
I think you exaggerate the entire matter, Mr. Johnson.
I will go mad. Do you not realize there's more than one side, one face to all things in nature? Beneath Neville's tainted English accent and adopted English manners, there is a heathen Landless, a tribesman Landless, a half-blooded, half-bred, half-caste who would kill as easily as he would come and sneak here.
Bill, Mr. Johnson, this is quite extraordinary.
On the contrary, nothing could be more ordinary. Sir, I myself suffer from this sort of duality on occasion. Sometimes I will forget things, and in going back to fetch them, I'll half expect to find myself rounding a corner I've already turned.
Oh, and what about me? Having to be your stage manager and play this sexy bloke at the same time. I mean, it's damn confusing.
Indeed, like our two-sided true inside my mind.
I am likewise in a haze of who I am from scene to scene, but before we do, before I mean, are in a mind.
Or is it I, or is it me?
And if I'm him, and if I'm he, each one of us agree on what to do.
And if I take opposing sides within myself, the move divides on what is right or wrong.
I'll go along with you.
Company, to a shilling, fight that to a foreigner, would you not fancy the currency foreign to find the same case on both sides of the coin? Publish your uncle for pennies to guineas, the two-sided case to the rule that exception, and would you not figure out the fool of deception to find the same case on both sides of the coin?
Hard or even,
Heads or tails,
it's high or low,
or black or white,
it's up or down,
or left or right,
or night or day. Nature seldom ever fails to most obligingly provide an undisclosed opposing side to undismayed.
the shadows in the shining morn.
If there's a rose, there's a thorn.
Good as dead, as soon as born.
And yet we smile, but love's division is reversed.
Seems to work one in reverse.
Things are better, they'll be worse in just a while.
Company, we're shilling, fight that to a foreigner, would you not fancy the currency foreign to find the same case on both sides of the coin? Publish your uncle for pennies to guineas, the two-sided case to the rule that exception, and would you not figure out the fool of deception to find the same case on both sides of the coin?
All together now. No sense of adventure. You can listen as a doctor. I shall keep my eyes fixed upon this landless fellow.
A brilliant and original idea, Mayor Saxby, but first I must change. Good day, sir.
Okay. Well, we now step out from Cloisterham High Street and we fall in step with a relic known only to the residents of Cloisterham as Durdles. A gentleman whose knowledge of the cathedral tomb exceeds only by his capacity for wine and spirits. He is wending his way toward an assignation.
What's that you say, Bill?
I say an assignation. With Mayor Thomas Saxby who is just around.
What's that you say, Bill?
I said around behind.
You certainly are.
I didn't come here to be insulted.
Really, where do you usually go?
I'm not a complete fool, you know.
Really, what bit of you is missing?
Oh, you're next to me.
Pleased to meet you.
Ladies and gentlemen, ascend the road to tonight, the clown prince of the music hall royale. Your friend is not mine. I give you, and I don't want him back, Mr. Nick Fricker.
I really insisted by a young man, Nick Fricker II.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, your
Good afternoon, Mayor Saxby, your lordship, sir.
Good afternoon, Burgos.
Begging your pardon, sir. The cough, I mean. I've got a touch of rheumatism.
No, Burgos. You mean rheumatism.
No, I was walking on your dead wife's grave.
Please refer to the late Mrs. Thomas Saxby as exactly that, Burgos. The late Mrs. Thomas Saxby. That is how I like to refer to her. Indeed, that is how I like to think of her.
She was 1 in a million.
No, she was 1 in a raffle. Is my late wife's tomb ready?
Oh, yes, sir. The door is all ready for me inscribed, and she'll be much happier once we move around to that temporary grave. I mean, it hasn't been all that damp,
And the moles won't be able to get to her for ages. But there's not much you can do about the worms. I mean, the worms have already made a bit of a meal out of this statue. You know what I mean, sir?
Really, Colonel, that is quite enough. And who is this thing, this boy?
My protein, squire, goes by the name of Deputy.
I put the lock on your watch chain myself, your lordship.
And I got the key right here. And it'll be my pleasure to unlock that big door tomorrow and slide your dead weight right in there. Why, there's enough room in there for the old bloody royal family to have afternoon tea, there is.
Yes, sir, that's quite
Now,
enough.
that too will be a national treasure. And if I might be so bold, just the other day, Mr. John Jasper asked me if I'd take him down into the crypts to see it.
Sir, you might like to add that line to a list of suspicious statements.
Just the other day, Mr. John Jasper asked me if I'd take him down into the crypts to see it. Now, steady on there, Bill. We wouldn't want these nice people leaping at any unsubstantiated conclusions
No.
without all the facts at hand.
That is correct.
Otherwise, they might be running off to the
There's shamefully wrong in the program. We don't want to break the cement we're building. For now, ladies and Maybe we'll pick up on deals when the clothes and purse break on the day the majors are being paid. Well, for now, ladies and gentlemen, we must descend into the darkness in the hopes of shedding new light on our curious work as we follow Deputy and Turtles to the graveyard of Cloisterham Cathedral.
Rosa, we are not legally bound to marry. I am honored now to confess that this thought does not originate with you alone, Rosa.
I know, dear one. You have not been truly happy with our engagement, nor have I.
I am sorry, Rosa.
And I for you, poor boy.
Oh, if only our marriage had been assured since birth, then perhaps we would know how to truly feel towards one another.
If we be perfect strangers, how perfect life would be. I know if I adore you, you know if you love me. Too much we be together to judge of you. Too much we be together, and I assume that you know, and I assume that you were there. I wondered where we were. If we were perfect strangers, I find my faith in peace. I feel a heart before me, a forest from the tree. For life is real without you, you're always there. And all I feel about you, I can't be near to touch you, my dear. Then how much you mean, I will know you, I feel it, I'll be sure it. Brother,
Sister,
I pray that you will take this flower, left to me by my mother, as a mark of my eternal friendship. God bless you.
God bless you, dear.
How do I feel about you? I can't bear to touch you, my dear. Then how much you feel, I'll be on it, I'll be it, I'll be ashamed. If I am perfect stranger, I might have loved you perfectly.
Now all of this is going to come as a terrible blow to my uncle. Oh, what's wrong, Rosa?
Henry, do you think we could keep our change of plans for Mr. Jasper for just a little while?
Oh, yes, of course you're right. Why give him such sad news on Christmas Eve? But come, we must be off. He's expecting us for dinner. I fear there's a storm brewing.
What a bizarre climate you have here in Cloisterham. First snow and now this threatening storm. The gods must be angry.
God must be angry, Neville, not gods. We use the singular here in England. What a storm for Christmas Eve. Yes. It was like this the night Rosa's mother died. Neville tells me you were once engaged to Rosa's mother, Mr. Christopher Sparkle. Yes, yes. But I'm afraid I was a bit too Anglican, a bit too angular for her taste. And then, at a seaside party celebrating her second anniversary, just a few months after Rosa was born, she apparently slipped while walking unobserved amongst the cliffs and drowned in the embrace of the ungrateful waves. But enough. Let us take Mr. Johnson's lead and forget our troubles in life and with each other over a sturdy Christmas dinner.
I pray you will forgive the meager merits of my humble table.
Good evening, all. Sorry we're late. We thought this dreadful form. All
Miss
the way.
Bud, it is wondrous to see you again. Let me take your things.
You know, I had no idea you were taking on domestic staff, Uncle. Mr. Landless will take you seriously.
No fear of that.
And now, lads, Rosa, you've no idea what it means to have you in my chambers.
Miss Bud, how is it in this season of honey that you remind me of a flowering hibiscus?
And how is it that you remind me of an inconsistent baker, Neville? For while your metaphors do seem quite stale, your manners are uncommonly
Will
fresh.
you go too far, surgeon? This is Christmas Eve, and I will tolerate no further unchristian-like behavior between you. Now, this mulled wine is very good stuff indeed. I prepared it specially for you from a recipe I obtained on a recent trip to London.
Well, any port in a storm for me, Uncle.
Every port in a storm. Oh, very good, Edwin. Very good indeed. Oh, come to me, thanks.
Now, let us drink deep.
This wine is more potent than usual, Jack.
Well, I thought you lads would like it. Now, let's have no more ill will between you.
Please, Edwin. There is no longer any cause for rivalry between us, Neville. You have my friendship, if you wish it.
Then a Merry Christmas to you, Edwin.
The goose is cooked.
Miss Bud, I think your next Christmas dinner will be in Egypt.
My God, Landless. You know, you brought the company up to Cairo. I'm certain that Rosa and I could use someone to help us carry our bag.
What?
Someone better acquainted with a foreign tongue than he is with minding his own.
Gentlemen, ladies, please, be seated. Say, I don't much like your talk.
That supercilious scheme where clean, where a fire, but then but a waistcoat wanted to be torn and it's too dramatically done.
Something in his speech seems ominous to me. Drink of the words, pray promising to me.
Praising him on high, for this we should be glad.
Why don't you try some wine?
No, what can come from that?
My dearest nephew, Ned, I wish to wish you well. The world is yours before you, just like
Oysters on the shelf.
And orange no look, but it's not success with your method shouldn't be your history would indicate. Thus, on the sun hot conscience through your veins, your prudence self-inflamed. Certain send to chill like feet upon my grave. Can my strength and will not sleeping in his same?
Cold is when they say, bring harm upon the land.
night must follow day.
No good can come from bad.
My dearest, deepest friends, may I propose a toast to Rosa Bud and Edwin Drood, 3 cheers.
Here's the road.
How very blessed are we, wherever so many stars, thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
Which one of you will carve?
The lovely stuff I take
From the time is from I let you, presume to stare at you, my faith, my wife, and share my life, and see you dead, falsely friends away.
Sweet, 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 I feel it, I feel it. We are friends, and yet we'll never soon forget. We never break every day. In your belly, I hunger for another, Rosa's lover. After Rosa's birth, she left me certain I must be soul and worth.
all the time they thought that I was dressed so quite naive. But I could see these boys in mind more frightening than they might receive.
The night is coming, young and old, and I am all I want. There, Jimmy, there, yes, my faith, my love, share my heart, my choice. With these new additions, there may be revealed murderous ambitions, otherwise concealed. But I knew I first, oh, knowing you have had. No good can come from bad, no good. No good can come from bad.
What a storm for Christmas Eve! I shall go down to the River Ware to see this bit of nature unchecked. Will you excuse me, Uncle?
Of course, I will join you on your walk.
storm is over, and in its wake there can be found no trace of young Edwin Drood.
Mr. Sparkle! Reverend! I know something terrible has happened to Edwin.
I think we should wait until my assistant Bassett reports. You've heard the sentiment expressed, I'm sure, that no news is most certainly good news. Ah, there he is now. Bassett, what news?
No news.
There, you see. I don't believe you've met my assistant Bassett. His chief occupation is in guiding excursion tours around our church. Quite the showman is our Bassett, though tragically misplaced.
Misplaced?
Yes, you see, he carries with him a secret. Now, Rosa, what do you think he's done?
Nothing dreadful, I hope.
He has written a play, a tragedy.
The Thorn of Anxiety.
When will it be performed, Mr. Bassett?
Never!
Sometimes I think our Mr. Bassett takes more pride in his lack of support, like a citizen of Greece who prefers to see the Parthenon in ruin. But I hope to see it performed someday.
I too, Mr. Bassett.
I love the theatrical world, but there are many stages beyond the proscenium. Oh, I long to play a larger part.
Then, Bassett, use your enviable creativity to find some accounting for young men.
That assignment I eagerly accept.
Oh, my dear, hopeless Edwin.
How like her mother she looks. Had the Lord seen fit to smile upon me, that Rosa's mother not married another, nor met her death 2 years later at that pleasure party by the sea. I might have been Rosa's
Father, I need your prayer.
Rise, my child, and the cathedral bells sung for us.
And is it not significant, may I fancy, that never Landless was last seen fleeing the district?
You could, Mr. Gospel. There could indeed be a secret murderer hiding in Cloisterham's most affectionate bosom, and all signs do point towards young Landless.
My thoughts exactly, sir.
I shall instruct a few strong fellows to find this Landless chap and bring him here, using whatever force is necessary so that we may question him.
You do that, sir. But I never let us straight enough. When we find you, we'll educate the murderer.
We get some. Mr. Jasper, look what I found!
Why, it's my coat! What I gave to Edwin last night. It's been torn to ribbons and blood. Oh God, there's blood on it. Where did you find this?
Under a rock by the river Ware!
My dear boy is murdered. I take this oath before you, Bassett. Record it in your memory that I shall fasten the crime of murder upon the murderer, and that I devote myself to his destruction.
I shall remember your words, Mr. John Jasper!
Well, I think that's a few this evening. That's quite well. Here you go. You know, it hardly seems worth your while coming down from Knutsford each night, doesn't it? You seem to specialize in these narrow parts, maybe.
Not by choice, Mr. Cartwright.
Well, it's in Julius Caesar. You played the part of senator. Yes. Well, at least you were in for the kill. You know, it seems rather odd that Charles Dickens created your character at all. Unless, of course, he had a more promising future in mind.
That's been my solace in the role, Mr. Cartwright.
Yes, I'm sure it has, Philip. Still, I do notice you understudy Mr. Paget as John Glass, and surely one of these days.
In actuality, Mr. Paget claims never to have missed a single performance. in his entire career.
Yes, well, so we're almost through with the first act, and the second act is considerably shorter than the first. Is there? You wouldn't happen to have a song ready at hand, would you? Yes. Shall we? One.
Mr. Cartwright, I do have in common with my role this evening aspirations as an author, and I composed a brief song, which I venture to say, wondrous cause and dilemma I share with the character of Basil, which I portray.
Yes, if you didn't do that.
I hesitate.
Come, its title, Mr. Bax.
What?
Its title.
Never the lock, Mr. Cartwright.
Ladies and gentlemen, a diversion in our journey tonight. The debut of an unpublished and perhaps rightfully unheard composition. Mr. Philip Bax singing his very own Never the Lock. Mr. Philip Bax singing his very own Never the Lock.
And I'll have my night someday. Still, each precious part seems over and done before I begun to speak. I cast out my line and keep my hand in, but I'll not stand in this week. Some starless night there, caught on the wings. That's when yours truly spring and singing me, then they will cry. Why? He knows each line and everyone's cue. We must let him to the part. Oh, present the stage, on it will play. I'll walk my way into your heart.
What time did you leave Cloisterham with Drood?
In all honesty, I cannot recall what transpired once Edwin and I reached the river.
Then what all this blood upon your shirt?
I acquired this bloodstains when these men of yours dragged me forcibly back from the countryside, where I had been walking, never Landless, as acting constable of this district. I place you under arrest.
How many of them did it take to mar you in this way?
8.
You have an interesting way with the law here in Cloisterham, Mr. Saxy. And as for you, Mr. Jasper, for days now you've been avoiding all Cloisterham of impending violence between your nephew and my brother. What do you know of all this?
Only that my nephew is dead.
Mayor Saxy, I'm certain that young Master Neville knows nothing further of the disappearance of Edwin Drood than that which he has freely volunteered and will.
I would like to inform you and your brother that there is the matter of murder at hand.
Before you utter that word again, you laughable man, perhaps you'll be good enough to produce a body, a victim, a corpse, something more tangible than an errant nephew, a timorous uncle, and a ludicrous city official who has absolutely no backing for his charges beyond pure pomp and sheer circumstance.
Here, here.
Well said, Helena.
She's right, you know, Mayor Saturday. Without Edwin's body, you cannot possibly arrest young Master Neville.
Oh, very well, release him.
Oh, bless you, Mr. Crisparkle. Well, I am overpaid. I only wish I could express my gratitude without this strange, somewhat geographically unplaceable accent.
We'll all just pause for one moment here. Here's where matters now lie. Edwin Drood has vanished and may likely be
Dead! John Jasper has sworn vengeance upon his nephew's murderer, who most of this populace suspect to be Neville Landless.
But the charges against Neville have been rescinded thanks to Helena Landless's steely resolve and the support of the kindly
Reverend Mr. Crisparkle, who was once engaged to
Rosa deceased mother. Meanwhile, sits actually a watchmaker.
The drunken stonemason Turtle and deputy, not to mention.
The mysteriously motivated purveyor of opium, Princess Papa.
statements to consider, ladies and gentlemen, during the interval, with one admonition. Should you leap to any conclusions without having all the relevant information, you may find yourself carried off to the races. For what he did in the Old Royale, these were the trademark anthem, off to the races. Quick, loose, stop, indeed, the best of us is free, the wise and true delight the just. Otherwise, our captivity even swept away like horses that are dead. Off to the races, off to the races, off to the race we go. And what the chase is, and what the pace is, we shall seem to know. When we're broken off the bell and never more pursue, a member of his fourth and favorite race, only Edwin your laboratorial facilities, which are second to none in the district. There are none in the district. Yes. You, sir, aren't you the gentleman on whose lap Miss Angela Frysock sat? She's an angel, able to balance on the head of a pin. Right. Well, I just... Oh, the woman sitting with me is laughing. Would you like to elaborate? Oh, yes, well, indeed, if you are enjoying our modest efforts tonight, I heartily recommend that you return to this venue next week when your own music hall, Royale, shall present its latest and most ingenious work, Hamlet Part 2. Ophelia, if you'll do the same to me. Right, well, I trust we are rested, restored, renewed, and more than ready to conclude what is certainly the most ambitious endeavor of your own music hall, Royale, and that is to conclude by your votes shortly to be counted, the mystery
Of Edwin Drood.
Very good. Have you read the next one? 6 months have passed. An English summer is in progress, and still there is to be found no trace of young Edwin Drood. And all of Cloisterham is agog with rumor and suspicion, but there are further developments. 2 inquiring sleuths are about to appear on the scene. The first being the Princess Popper, whom you have already met. The second being a detective, a man of mystery who wears a bulky coat, a fulsome beard, and the name of Dick Datchery.
Hey?
I said Dick Datchery.
Right.
These apparent strangers approach with grand intentions and great expectations, which I might add we shall be presenting in Brighton next season. You must be sure to come and see it. It's going to be a pick of a production. Very good. Yes, grown if you like, at least they talk. Like ourselves, the Princess Popper and Dick Datchery are just now arriving at Cloisterham Station.
Yes, it's as if the stars were mere pumpkins. light can be seen, or something along those lines. I only wish my assistant Ballard, who is away on business, could see a night such as this.
Hold on there, boy. There's a face we haven't seen before. Welcome to Cloisterham, Captain. I'm in the way of being the official greeting to all visitors who might have the price of a bottle of wine in their pocket. My name is Dirk.
My name is Zachary. Dick Zachary, and I was wondering if lodgings could be found in these here parts.
Oh, might be, sir.
Something architectural and out of the way inconvenient.
Oh, we got any number of inconvenient lodgings here in Cloisterham, sir.
Close to the cathedral as well.
Excuse me, sir, I couldn't help it over here. I know of only one such accommodation. It's a single room above the rooms of Mr. John Jasper, a great admirer of my
Now,
own.
John Jasper, is that the fellow who's been much afflicted by the loss of his nephew, Edwin Drood? Boy, wait on, boy. This much afflicted fellow, Mr. John Jasper, is he always dressed in mourning these days?
That's the warning you won't catch me going near him again.
And why is that, boy?
Because I don't want to be lifted off my feet and choked again.
I find that most interesting. I shall enjoy watching the comings and goings of this here town.
That man should speak to his tailor.
Now, excuse me, missy, but could you tell me where I might find Mr. John Jasper? Oh, are you ill? Oh, no, missy. I always look this way.
Rosa, we have both been guilty of neglecting your music lesson. When shall we resume?
Never, sir.
Am I being politely told that you have abandoned your studies altogether?
The politeness is yours, not mine. I beg not to be questioned. I will not answer. At least I have that in my power.
Rosa!
I do not wish to hear you, sir.
I do not forget how many eyes command a view of us, but you shall hear me, even against your wishes, dearest Rosa. Charming Rosa. Even when my dear boy was engaged to you, I loved you madly. I hid our secret loyally, did I not?
You were as false to him, sir, hourly and daily as you are now. You know that you made me afraid to open his common eyes to the truth. That you are a bad, bad man.
How beautiful you are! You are more beautiful in anger than in repose. I don't ask for your love. Give me yourself and your hatred, that pretty rage, that enchanting scorn. It will be enough for me. I warn you, sweet witch, rare charmer, you must stay, or do more harm than can be undone.
You're mad.
I mean to show you how mad my love is.
Love? You dare to use that word? Love is but a word that follows the other pastures green, where 'tis rare and seems and so. Innocent enough, it has concluded to be used on rare occasions, not abused by every foe. Rarely has it been ever taken so in vain, with little meaning but remains with love. Never has there been so quite exhausted that to turn your sight and syllables confirm our brainless word. You call it love.
You call it cruel.
I call it love. I call it cruel.
I dare to call it love.
I think it most.
You see me smile.
You are a tale.
Denial. My words are mad.
Gift to see.
In the name of love.
Rosa Bud, that dainty little face with every curl that brings the chief child girl in your heart. Rosa is the only soul in Cloisterham
if you start. The same as if you're done when you lose. You're just where you've begun if you win. Don't quit while you're ahead. Just press your blessed luck instead. Don't try to think
What? Who might be the best to use the heart? That beats within your breast, never rest. Don't quit while you're ahead. Sing out, there's more in store for me.
I see my dream ship finally coming in like a steamship, anchoring in the wind.
Let's go, Jim. Remember what I said. Don't quit while you're ahead. Let go. I know there must be love and yet to be only just three things away from me, hopefully.
Don't quit while you're ahead. Don't worry how you tread.
Who cares?
And there's not chance. One I dream that is mine, no romance. White, rifle on the vine.
Don't resign.
No internet. Don't quit while you're ahead. To stay. Ta-ra, ta-ra. Can you dash a do hooray, hurrah? Can you dash a do la-di-da? Don't quit while you're ahead. Don't say I want to make farewell. Well, I know that the moment goes to waste, not with victory closing on to taste. Either or with all due haste. For God's own sake, so raise the stake. For you, struck a lucky day, never break the rule. Any lucky change or refrain. Don't quit while you're ahead, as needs be done is said. You'll see hooray, hooray. Go, can you bash your new lorry beam? Go, can you bash your new lorry beam? Don't quit while you're ahead. See how there's more in store for me. There's much more for me. There's much more for me. And now, at last, we see the slightest glimmering of light, quite shimmering in the dim dull of night. So long have we been blind, that finally we are wine. The truth is this, we find out what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was at this point in our story that Mr. Charles Dickens laid down his pen forever. So, this is all we shall ever know for sure about the mystery of Edwin Drood. Right, ladies and gentlemen, at least within the humble confines of this theatre, together we shall solve, resolve, and conclude the mystery.
Of Edwin Drood.
One minor mystery can resolve immediately because it has little to do with the plot. You see, many literary experts agree that our inquiring detective, Mr. Dick Datchery, is actually someone we have already met. A character from Act 1 who was roaming about Cloisterham disguised as Datchery so as to better investigate the disappearance of Drood. And as no doubt many of you have already guessed, the part of Datchery has been taken thus far this evening by that master and mistress of male impersonation, Miss Alice Nutting. I dare say you can't see too many gentlemen dressing like that. Oh, you have? You must work in the theatre. But, ladies and gentlemen, this does not mean that Edwin Drood is Dick Datchery. No. You see, the reason for Miss Nutting's portrayal of Datchery this evening, well, she was contracted to appear for 2 acts of this play, and our management firmly believes in an honest week's work for an honest day's pay. Which brings us to our first key question of the evening. Is Edwin Drood dead or alive? Now, Charles Dickens experimented with many different titles for our story. For example,
The Loss of Edwin Drood. The Flight of Edwin Drood.
The Disappearance of Edwin Drood.
but nowhere the death or the murder of Edwin Drood. On the other hand, many would say that mystery without murder is no mystery at all. Tonight, our question shall be answered primarily by you, but in a daring and perhaps dangerously democratic move. The Music Hall Royale has decided to grant our company themselves the right to vote upon one issue each night. And so, my fellow acolytes of the Thespian persuasion.
What are you calling?
Evidently, vocabulary is not a prerequisite for acting. Tonight, your question shall be, Mr. Throttle.
Is Edwin Drood dead or alive? Miss Nutting, who has a vested interest in the outcome, will you kindly turn your back to the past? Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as your whim takes you this evening, all of you who believe that Edwin Drood is dead, raise your hands at this time. Thank you very much. In the same manner, all of you who believe that Edwin Drood is alive, do the same now.
Miss Nutting.
Yes, Nutting.
Miss Nutting. I'm afraid you've smoked it. Well, Mr. Throttle, key question.
Who is Detective Dick Jackson?
Well, we can safely eliminate Edwin Drood from this consideration since our cast has voted him dead for the remainder of the evening.
Dead? Ha! And bloody ha ha!
You absolute envious little shit. It is obvious to everyone here that I am Datchery. It is even more transparent that this petty, jealous cast sincerely resents all of the attention that I have received from the local press. Well then, goodbye, Paul.
Miss Nutting.
Bitch.
I should find this all very amusing, but you don't have any idea the week we've had with her. But first, the dressing room was too small. Then her moustache was too long. I told her she was splitting hairs. Please yourselves. Thank you, sir. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in all fairness to our cast and to our story, I must strenuously insist that many literary experts disagree with Miss Nutting's contention that Edwin Drood and Dick Datchery are one and the same person. Indeed, there are several prime candidates for the face behind Datchery's beard. For instance, you, sir, I offer you Helena Landless. About her, Neville revealed in Act 1.
In desperation, Helena tried on more than one occasion to flee our stepfather's cruel and miserly hand, even disguising herself as a boy.
A hit. A full hit. But was it a meaningful thrust, regardless of what she... Was it a meaningful thrust? Would not Helena Landless be fearful of pursuing John Jasper under the given circumstances?
Not under any circumstances.
But the candidates hardly end there. You, madam, what say you of Bassett?
I love the theatrical world, but there are many stages beyond the proscenium. I long to play a larger part.
Who more likely to don such melodramatic garb and seek the spotlight? Why otherwise does he appear in our story at all?
From my earliest remembrances, I have been secret and revengeful.
Ah. Does that hurt? foul play? Or did someone else wish to put me in Neville's name?
Neville has been entrusted to my care.
Ah, the Reverend Mr. Crisparkle, whose passions and energy lay hidden beneath his clerical garb. Has he got yet another uniform? That Datchery to save the lad who is in his charge and responsibility? But what? What of the puzzling and intriguing possibility of Rosa? Have we underestimated the resourcefulness of this woman child? Did she take it upon herself to investigate the disappearance of Edwin Drood? Looks can be deceiving.
I'll say.
It seems as if we're having a lover's fact. This much I do know for certain. Datchery is not John Jasper, the Princess Cutler, Deputy, Durdle, or even Mayor Sapsy, for both in our story and in Mr. Dickens' novel. Can you guess? All the clues are there. Can anyone guess? They've obviously missed some very important clues. We're going to have to start from the beginning.
Oh, no.
Marley was dead to begin with. They are all seen in the same scenes with him. They are seen to be in his company, which, ladies and gentlemen, leaves us with the following candidates for the role of the detective, Mr. Dick Datchery. And may I suggest that we vote the way it is done in amateur theatrical contests. As the handkerchief is held above the head of each candidate, pray applaud for your own favorite in the role of the detective, Mr. Dick Datchery. But before we start, I must emphasize that I shall soon be asking you to make far larger decisions. I shall soon ask you to decide who is the murderer of Edwin Drood. So don't vote for whichever cast member is a distant cousin of yours, for God's sake.
Yes. Don't listen to a mom.
The underrated Mr. Bassett. The ecstatic ecclesiastic Reverend Crisparkle. The lovely Rosa Bud.
Well, it looks as if there's been an early frost. The bud's been nipped.
All the way from Ceylon, Mr. Neville Landless.
Back to the tea plant.
The tempestuous Helena Landless.
So, Helena Landless will be your Datchery this evening. I suggest you make a quick change of costume. There's a gentleman right here who's more than willing to assist you. No. If you want to do that, actually, you'll have to make arrangements for business. Which, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to a much more serious... Ladies and gentlemen, such appalling behavior is entirely the result of upbringing. Her parents were in the iron and steel business. Mother irons and father steels. You didn't like that? All right. Something leaking out there. All right, one. She was formerly known as the orthopedic soprano. She sang in all the joints. One more. All right, one more. She used to sing in a pub called the Cock and Comfort. There wasn't much comfort, but there was plenty of which obviously brings us to a much more serious issue, ladies. For now, as in all great mystery stories, we must catch ourselves a killer, a culprit, a fiend. In short, dear friends, the murderer of the dear, departed, vanished, vanquished, late, lamented title character of our evening's diversion, young Edwin Drood. Oh, shut up! One more like that and we'll send you all back to the Salvation Army. We'll have them out in the rain singing Jesus Wants Me for a Sunday. pageant as John Jasper. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you've been doing so well up until now. Don't you know that it is like custom here at the music hall to boo and hiss the villain? We shall have to start from the beginning. It's too late for that. Now, we're going to do this until we get it right. And if we don't get it right, you know what's going to happen? We are going to line up across the front of the stage and sing 83 choruses of Bible. The church bell won't ring tonight because the vicar's got the clapper. The church bell! Oh, madam, you know that. Yes, lots of ways. You just need to sing along. You don't know that. We will ruin your evening, so ladies and gentlemen, here we go. What are you sitting on? That's better, you sit really. You must share it with the rest of us. All right, here we go. Last chance. For your consideration, I offer you the most obvious candidate for the part of the villain, Mr. Clive Paget as Ladies and gentlemen, let's do be serious. I ask you, is this the face of a murderer? Yes! Well, more appropriately, get that link fixed. More appropriately, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you, would this be all there is to the mystery of Edwin Drood? That John Jasper, the obvious villain of the piece, did indeed kill his nephew in a hopeless attempt to win the love of the fair Miss Rosa Bud? Where then the mystery? I ask you, where then the mystery? That's taken the wind out of your sails, hasn't it? Where then the mystery? Where indeed, sir?
Yes, mine.
Aha! Yes! So where stand you? For the obvious answer? Or for a more perplexing solution? The mausoleum. Well, you're probably right. We'll find that out. Where else would you put a body, man? No, actually, it's under her seat. So, two characters can be safely eliminated, ladies and gentlemen. Mayor Sapsy and young deputy were intended without question for comic purposes and never figure very intimately in the lives of the other characters. Comic? Which leaves us, ladies and gentlemen, with the following remaining candidates for the role of murderer.
Basil, my need for attention has made me quite mad. Somebody stop me before I sing again!
Stop it!
Rosebud, why on earth would anyone as innocent and pure as myself murder my own true Ned?
Girls! And I'd rather have my bottle in front of me than give Drood a frontal lobotomy.
Landless, in all honesty, I cannot recall what transpired once Edwin and I reached the river, but he was an odious little twig and got what he deserved.
Princess Papa, who am I? And what am I?
Only God knows.
Speaking of God, the Reverend have I in some way confused my mission here on earth?
Thank you very much. John Jasper, I have stood in the cold shade of suspicion since our story began.
Time, ladies and gentlemen, time at last to decide. Hey, may I suggest, for the sake of accuracy, that for this we vote by a show of hands. So, we might bring up the house lights, we shall begin. Look, you mean to tell me this is what I've been dealing with all along? Why don't you all join hands and try to contact the living? No matter. Oh, yes, post haste to the voting. Even now, members of our company are circulating among you to count your vital votes.
All right.
Last. Ladies and gentlemen, we have determined a murderer in our midst. I shall now offer a sip of port to your chosen being, so that he or she why am I not surprised? So that he or she might know your final decision. Now, so that the final denouement may come as a complete surprise, I strenuously request that you all close your eyes tightly.
Close your eyes.
Yes. Pray, close your eyes now. I am offering the torch. Murder is sitting it. You may now open your eyes. So you can trust no one here at the music hall tonight. And so, dear ladies and gentlemen, as our costume backstage with this very moment your votes are being tallied, I only caution you to prepare for a few unexpected twists and turns as we serpentine our way towards the conclusion that you have chosen for us tonight. And so, dear friends of the music hall, for the first time and for last, the conclusion, the finale of the mystery.
Oh, Edwin Drood!
Titled The Dawn. Perhaps not coincidentally, the last chapter that he wrote was called The Dawn Again. So yes, let's begin our last chapter amidst the cold grey tendrils of a dim English dawn.
Ow, it's bloody freezing here again. Now the old thumbs don't like this weather. Can't take the cold anymore. Now, here, Missy. What? Where is it? Can you spare 3 6 for Christian soul in distress?
We're both Christian souls in distress, I hear. And I have little more than 3 6 to get me to London.
Now, running away from something?
Yes, at long last. Yes. And now I must be going.
Rosa?
How on earth could you know my name?
No. I've only known you since the day you were born. I bathed and fed you, I did. Oh, don't look at me like that, Rosa. I don't want you to see me this way. What? Can you remember your nan some 12 years ago? And will you look at me, me darling girl, and remember your nan instead?
Nan. Somewhere I was 6 and then you weren't there anymore.
Oh, God love you, you do remember. You never really knew your mother, did you now? I was the closest thing to you for that.
But why did you leave me?
Oh, Rosa, it's a sad story, but a common one, I fear. I was once your nan, then I met a man, tall and old with golden hair, that's where my end began. I let him have his way with me, he knew his way so well. Led me down the garden path to hell. Marriage in the end, what I got instead was a lad in Camden Town, and then to me he says, if I sent around a friend, be nice to him this swell. Stroll him down your garden path to hell. Make
reveal this and that in a snap. A remarkably leery of women who weary too much is a great handicap. So this disguise saw me do it, playing the part of a man. Really, there's nothing much to it. Most any animal can. I found a theatrical kit, and as naturally I did my bit. So to clear Neville's name, I confess to my shame, but for vengeance as well, I admit. I followed John Jasper high low, found the dame she descends to below, and when Papa came here, it was immediately clear my suspicions were quite apropos. So I crept in the lodgings of Jasper, left in this garb, what a sight. There I found Rosa Bud club. Her mother, she gave Drood that night. Jasper took it from there, from hurling it dead from the wearing of men, I suppose. Helena naturally knows, and the proof is quite clear. The spring that we're here to be tried and then tied up and strung. And from this limerick, let him be hung. Go!
I wished never to die. Twice dead am I. A man can split in twain, yet to all eyes remain. A soul genteel who can't conceal the venom in his brain. And if he draws upon the pause in madness, Opium smokes supplies. Why then this song? There are two men in me, and cunning right is he, who hides himself, resides himself where I no eyes to see. But now I think he's at the brink of breaking through the door. Not me, he's out, I'm out, he's free, I'm free, I'm me once more. How many times I've killed that Drood upon my flights. My flight that bears the smug presumption of his rights. His right as heir, his right to share my Rosa's bed. It took no smoke for me to picture Edwin dead. That night I filled myself a flask of laudanum, and then to toast my Ned and Neville I drank some. That's when my greatest flight of fancy can take place. I watched my hands outstretched towards Edwin's pale white face, and in the moonfall I saw my fingers clutching his neck so tightly, touching my sleeve, he fell so lightly. Moonfall then fell on me. But God, the deed was much too easily done. As much as over once it had begun, such tragedy to finally break the kill, and not to awake to taste the thrill. Now I've confessed, now we both can rest.
I'll tell you that it happened. It's true. You did take the coat that young Edwin Drood wore that night and put it down by the river where to throw suspicion on Neville Landless. You're a bad one, Mr. Jasper, when the evil one's inside you. But you're no murderer. You didn't kill Edwin Drood.
No, let me understand. Will you say that Jasper did not kill Drood?
Exactly, your lordship, sir. It was a wild night that Christmas Eve, as you remember, Squire. And I saw shelter near the doorway of Mr. John Jasper. It was from there that I saw one tune of his speech, wouldn't you say there was? But don't do that. Suddenly, I see Mr. John Josper come stumbling out of his own home, under the influence of some potent medicine. And then, he collapses. And then he got up. And then, he picked up the body of young Drood, and he carried it up to the cathedral, down into the crypts, where he deposited the body. Right in Mrs. Satch's tomb! I told you there was a hell of a lot of room in there.
Now you must tell me, who killed Edwin Drood?
Lord love me. The murderer is... Mr. Chris Markle!
Good Rosa's mother, love another, know you well. If man should land a hand on her, he'd go to hell. I'm free of blasphemy, but as some seeming no, see, are we still, I confess, I murdered Drood. I saw another in Rosa's face. There Rosa's mother stood in her place. And could I let me said Drood have her I loved and wooed? This love of mine must never wed, but shove of mine and Drood was dead. Baptized with ashes, his neck I thrust, capsized with ashes, his dust to dust, and then I bore him from and sanctified his tomb. He ceased to shiver, he ceased to quiver, I did deliver him to God, and she is mine now, a love divine now, some fighting on, but living am I, and vanished his truth. Satan was dying, and vanquished his truth. Well, there it is. I couldn't let anyone, not even Drood, marry Rosa's mother. Could I, eh, John?
You're a twisted man, Reverend Chris Parkle. Rosa's mother, the woman you loved, has been dead some dozen years. Drood is no threat to you.
Really? Oh, really? Well, the joke's on me then, isn't it? Well, I must be going. Bless you all.
There is no murder for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But surely we all deserve a happy ending. Yes. We all have needs in our lives, love, romance, or at this hour of the evening, any reasonable facsimile thereof. So it remains for you to resolve one final question for us. Who among our cast shall find that commodity which we all seek? Which two among our players shall be our lovers for tonight? Now, first on the distaff side, we have the lingering dexterous Miss Helen Landless, the lovely Miss Rosa Bud, and the ever-serviceable Princess Papa. Pray indicate by your applause as before, which of these ladies would you like to see united in love with one of our remaining male leads? Applaud for your favorite, Mrs. Brougham.
Rosa Bud?
We have the dashing and debonair Mr. John, sir. We have this young thing called Deputy. Becoming a doorstop. We're so hopeful, so let's include him for tonight. He's the best. We have Helena's brother, Mr.
Yes.
And this specimen over here known as Durdle. These gentlemen, would you like to see just leave now. Which of these gentlemen would you like to see united in love with Landless? Pray indicate as before by your applause. Mr. Trump. Mr. Bassett. Mr. John. Ladies and gentlemen, for the purpose of the I heard that. You're a very perverse group, aren't you? I'm waiting for this. Never. And Jeff.
Our best has yet to be. It seems I've longed to hold you. They've ruled it so. They've loved me so. They've told you. Let's not resist this ending. Once we have kissed, we can make taste. So still this strangeness there. Be friends.
From beyond the grave, what would he say? What would he tell us?
Hello,
risen from the grave. Quite alive you find me. This tomb behind me is where I take my closest shame. When I struck my head against the street, I was stunned, not stricken. A block of thinking one jot of gloomy almighty.